Hi, I'm making a video response to the Ask Teal episode called How to Raise Your Frequency. The point I want to address in this video is the point of ego, because it's explained in the video that when you have a low vibrational frequency, you are less able to comprehend because your ego is getting in the way of the flow of life source. And when you have a high vibrational frequency, you're allowing that life source and I guess aligning yourself with it, and then increasing your vibrational frequency and thus increasing the vibrational frequency of those around you. If you look at this in common sense, you see it's the two different sides of the same coin. It's all ego, because it only concerns itself with how the individual is feeling, how I am feeling within me. And it's existing in this bubble wherein when you feel good within yourself, you like project it onto everything around you as if when you feel good, the world is good and people around you are good. When you feel bad, it's because you're concentrating on the negatives um, and so it's all ego. It's all only concerned with an internal experience that, with this belief that the way you feel inside has an impact on others in any way whatsoever. But I mean, you have no idea how other people are feeling. And even if you cheer someone up in the moment, I mean, that person is an entire history. That person is the sum of the past of what they've lived and what they've accepted and allowed within themselves. And it's not as superficial as just cheering someone up and then going on your merry way thinking that you've done anything beneficial. It's common to universalize a feeling. Like, if you spend your time and energy focusing on the positive and listening to music that makes you feel good, and there's a lot of suggestions like incense and doing good deeds and all this stuff. I mean, that's really just turning doing a good deed into self-interest instead of helping out someone else from a starting point of oneness and equality, in that you are doing unto them as you would like to have done unto you. You're turning it into self-interest, into doing a good deed to charge this positive energy within you, and you're turning it into ego. So my point is the raising your vibrational frequency, I mean, it's a belief system, and it's based on the belief that how you feel inside you can have any kind of impact on the world outside. And there's no measurable evidence to prove that. And not only that, but this is taking place in a world where there's a lot of problems going on that need to be looked at, and they're not the type of things that will raise your vibrational frequency. Therefore, if you want to ascribe to this belief system, you have to ignore all these things in the world that aren't pretty. I'm not saying to be depressed about the state of the world. I am saying that putting blinders on and claiming ignorance in order to feel good about yourself is almost worse than just ignoring it. It's purposefully ignoring it in order to feel better within yourself. It's placing yourself above everybody else in the world, making yourself the most important thing, and making your internal experience the most important thing in the world. So what I'm suggesting is just practical common sense and self-honest introspection. So to even be able to open your eyes and just look at the world and see what's going on, and educating yourself as to how the systems in the world are functioning and why the outcomes are as they are. Why is over half of the world surviving below the poverty line? Why are there so many people starving in the world while a small group live in abundance? I mean, these are things that you can look at and you can trace them back to laws, and you can use common sense to see that laws can be changed to improve the condition of humanity. Now, wouldn't that be a better outcome and a measurable outcome compared to feeling good within yourself and hoping that you have some kind of impact on the world? And I mean, we've been existing in this situation for a long time now, and the positive movement, positive high frequency movement, seems to have a lot of people into it. Yet there is no difference, no measurable difference in the world except for how these people are feeling within themselves. So basically what I'm saying is I would take a step back from believing in this product that's being sold as self-interest, as ego, and to humbly take a step back and take a self-honest look at who you are within this whole positive or higher frequency movement, and see that it's just self-interest and it's just ego, and it's just the opposite side of the same coin as negative frequency. You can't have one without the other. Why do you need to constantly feed and fuel this frequency within yourself when you're just life living here, one and equal to everything else that's here? There's problems in the world that need to be addressed, and focusing solely on the higher frequency is really just putting blinders on and living life for yourself and how you feel, when there's a whole world of people who need to be acknowledged, and there's a whole lot of work that we need to do. We need to get together as a group and acknowledge and sort out, because our leaders aren't going to do it, and the lawmakers aren't going to do it for us. Obviously, the laws are made for those who have the power to influence the laws, and that power is money. If we were a population interested in change, we would see that public policy affects each and every one of us, and that our power is in numbers. But if we're all walking around with our heads in the sand, concentrating only on how we're feeling within ourselves and ignoring the stuff in the world that's not pretty, which is the stuff that needs to be looked at the most, then we're never going to affect change. We're just going to allow these same problems to perpetuate forever. And a lot of people are suffering, and we're living in a minority group that has an overabundance, and the whole consumerism aspect of it just adds insult to injury. So I would ask that anybody who's interested in feeling better within themselves to take a step back and consider self-honest self-investigation, and how emotions and feelings and everything is created, and how thoughts are created instead of just trying to manipulate them in the moment. Trace them back, and we're walking a process of this self-honesty in the Journey to Life blogs, to which I'll post the link below, wherein we are self-honestly investigating ourselves and investigating the world, and seeing how the world is a reflection of who we are within ourselves, and changing our human nature from this self-interest to a consideration of the whole, which is what is necessary to be done. So check out the links below if you want a different perspective on solutions for the world, humanity, and yourself. And I would ask to just take a really good, hard, self-honest look at the positive, high frequency belief system, and ask yourself, is that common sense? or is it another easy way out, quick fix for a problem that will probably take many, many years to get to the bottom of? Therefore, we should start taking our heads out of the sand and taking a good hard look at reality and what needs to be done. Thank you.